Okay? So localhost, they gave us the slides and everything. It was really nice. They were sponsored by Capital One, so that's why you'll see their logo sprinkled throughout these slides. Okay, so what we're going to do today is we're going to kind of do a very light introduction into Python, their syntax and structures, and we're going to use a couple libraries in Python to scrape the web and actually post to the URLs, okay? Okay, so if everybody likes this, we do have a few more. We'll see what it's like. So everybody knows about Siri. We know about Google Assistants. They actually use natural language to help them with that. So AI is becoming more and more of a common day situation here. And even Netflix. So that match rating you always see there, it's because they're actually analyzing what people liked, and will try to match what they are interested in to different shows. Okay? So we're in the next few series, we'll actually do more of the artificial intelligence. Right now, we're just going to connect to the interface and make sure that it's working. The next ones will actually get more into the AI section, okay? So this is what we're gonna look into. We're going to actually go into the Twitter feed and use an API. So we're gonna mesh our software with their software in a very specific way. And we're going to actually be able to go to their Twitter and send them messages. And messages are going to actually come back based on what we're trying to do, okay? So this is going to be the bot version. This actually just opens up the screen. It doesn't actually do anything yet because we haven't written the background code yet.
Do we need to go to that link right there?
Don't worry about it. Literally all you're going to see is that web page right now. It doesn't do anything yet.
For sure.
Later on, it will do stuff.
Okay. Cool.
Okay? So usually what happens when you put in the Twitter handle of the user, you're going to put information. It's going to send stuff to your script. Okay? That's why that web page doesn't do anything yet, because the script hasn't been written. And so we're going to use a couple of libraries in Python to actually process through the Twitter user information and send information back when you send messages to it. And then it's going to use functions. And then it's going to send that information back to the messenger, okay? So one of the first things we're going to do is sign up for Glitch. That's going to be on the next slide, so don't worry about it yet. We're going to actually look at the code. We're going to do some overview of what is Python. We're going to write some Python functions. We're then going to implement the scraping scripts to do that on Twitter. And then we're going to format the information, and then we're going to finish up, okay? So we're going to be using Python 3, their own specific flavor it looked like, but we'll get more into that. We're going to use a web IDE to be able to write all of that stuff out. So you didn't actually need to use these computers. Later on, I'll go over how to save it onto your home directory so you can get a copy of the code that you can peruse at later. Beautiful Soup, it's very popular to do web scraping. If you do any web scraping at all, that's going to be your very first stop to do something very specific. It's very popular. It's kind of the de facto scraping tool out there. And then you're going to use requests. Anytime you interact with the web, more than likely you're going to use this library called requests, okay? So make sure you're super respectful. Not everybody here is coded to the same level as the elite hackers, so just be careful. Also, coding is hard. This is a whole different new ball game. So it's going to be fine. Don't get upset. We're here for it, all right? Okay. So Python was invented by this gentleman in 1991. It specifically allows you to create variables on the fly. It has a garbage collector. So you can do some very fun things in Python that C would absolutely not let you do. It's kind of one of those things. It will run slower than C. However, you don't have to manage your own memory. And that's kind of the trade-off. Okay, it's very useful for artificial intelligence, machine learning. I use it also a lot for scripting. It's just a lot easier to use because you're not managing all these other variables and things. Python can handle a lot of the behind-the-scenes work. Okay. And also the libraries can make a lot of very complicated problems a lot easier. So the first time you're using Python and you want it for a very specific application, go on the internet and check what libraries are available to you, and you can definitely use them. Okay? So first we're going to go over the syntax, because it's got its own syntax, the control flow, functions, and libraries. One of the big things is, unlike a C-type language, white space matters. So keep that in mind when you're writing your functions. That's also why having an IDE can help, because sometimes the spacing can be interesting. Okay, so we're going to talk about loops, variables, functions, and then we're actually going to figure out how to run this program. Variables, you can actually just say, here's a variable name equals whatever. You don't need to define what type that variable is. You just use it. And you can do it on the fly. You don't have to declare them. You just use them when you need them. Loops we're going to talk more about it, but it's just going to allow you to do certain tasks, rip it over and over again. And then we're going to run it. Okay, so go ahead and go to this language, or go to this URL. This is going to actually get you to your glitch account, okay? So you're going to send this information, you're going to go to this web page, and in the top right corner, you're going to say sign in with email. And then you're going to send the link. And I have an old broken, let's see here. There it is. And then you're going to add an email like this. Just click this button. That's all you have to do, is click this button. You could also use this passphrase when you get it. This is an old passphrase, so this no longer works, though. But there is that. Okay. Let me know when you get to here. So you should be able to click on sign in with glitch, and then you're going to go to this web page, and it's going to look kind of confusing. All you have to do is click on this bottom right link here. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Oh, okay. Let me go back a little bit.
Does this say remix your that link?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay, go to this website. Oh, go to MLH local. Not this. Nope. Here, delete all that. And then local dot host / glitch. Yes, there we go. Okay, and then sign in, and then the last option is going to be email. Just single click. And then sign in with email. perfect. How are you doing?
Until I get past this page. I tried it on this one too. And
What's going on?
Chrome. It's not making me. Not letting me make a account. So I tried this my PSU email and.
Oh, don't worry about it then.
Okay.
If it's, hey, how's it going? Okay. Yeah, if you can just log in and then go to this website and sign in with the email. Okay. Oh, you've already signed in before then. Okay. You should be able to just click on new project. Actually, scroll all the way down because this doesn't. Try. Yeah. Yeah, try that. Yeah, try clicking on the new project. Huh.
Is it because I didn't get this yet?
No,
No.
it's something completely different.
Okay.
Try clicking on this and then type Python.
See all.
Yeah. We'll be looking for. Yeah, we look for the Python 1 starter. There's Python 3. Python starter 1.
Oh, okay.
Try that. Okay, that should be correct. Yep, just go ahead and click that link right here. Sign into Glitch. Just click on that. Perfect. Weird. Try clicking on this here. Click here and do Python space I. Yeah, right here. Python starter 1. Okay. That should get you going in the right place. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm there.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Where are you at?
Trying to log in.
Okay.
Probably just gonna use my laptop.
Okay. I can also give you a login for that computer if you would rather do that. Okay. Okay. When you get ready, I can go back to this website. Okay, so first, whenever you're looking into a new project and it's somebody else's, first thing you want to do is go to the README. So it's in a markdown format because it says .md. This is kind of replaced the .text version of a README because you can do this formatting here. So we're going to go over functions so you can execute repeatable code. We're going to go over what a loop is, and then we're going to go into some of the finer details of what's going on for our actual bot. Okay? So if you go into the functions.py, you're going to see this code here. Okay? Now, remember what I was saying when Python, you don't need to define what type of variable it is? Here's a variable right here. It's not identified as a string. It's just a label variable and then says equals to a string. Python says, oh, that's a string on the other side of the assignment operator. Go ahead and save it to that variable name Then this def, that means you're about to define a function. Okay? So you're going to say the function name, the parameters you're going to pass into it, and then a colon. You're then going to go to the next line and put in a set of white space. That set of white space needs to be identical for the whole thing. You can either make it several sets of spaces or tabs, but it needs to be identical for that entire function. It knows the difference between tabs and spaces, so be careful. Just because it looks like it should work doesn't mean it will. And then we're going to say this is where the code actually starts. So notice how everything is lined up on the far left side, but there's not a lot of visual indicators where these different sections start. So the variable is declared far left side. There's a little bit of white space. A function is defined, and then a couple spaces there, and then that function is then called. And notice what's happening here. This variable is being inserted here, and then it's called someone's name and then used here. Okay? Does everybody understand what's going on here? Okay? Where are you at?
I'm doing a check-in all day.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay, so we went through all that. Okay, so let's play around with this. Go ahead and modify this line, and then go ahead and run it. Where is this thing? Okay, is anybody having problems?
I just didn't see how to run it. I saw you go to tools and then after that.
Oh, you should go to there should be a command line, and you just say, go to tools. Let me see here. Try going to the logs. Where is that? Will it give you a command prompt there? Oh, console. There we go. And then you're going to type Python space functions.py.
Functions.py?
Yes.
Oh, I misspelled it. My bad.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. Is anybody else having problems? Okay.
Do you get to the command line?
Oh, okay. So to get to the command line, up at the top, on the left side, you're going to see logs. Oh, you got to wait till it starts.
Oh man, it's been like that forever.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
So you're going to go to the logs in the bottom left side. Yours is still starting. Why is that taking forever? Okay. Well, mine's doing it too. Okay. I forgot to mention. In the bottom right corner, put remix your own. Yeah, remix your own. And that'll take you to there. Okay, so go to the functions.py, go ahead and modify, insert your name here. Okay? And that saves it to this variable. It then puts it here. And then it renames it to someone's name and prints that out. Okay, so to run it, you're going to go to Tools, Logs, and then Console. And then you're going to run it with Python functions.py, and then hit Enter. And you're going to see that it took the hey there, a space, and then it added someone's name to it, and Terry was located there. So just to let you know, on a school computer, Python on the school computers will run Python version 2. If you want something like this, so notice this print statement. It's actually a function that lets you know that it's more than likely Python 3. And so you're going to need to tell it Python 3 instead of Python. Okay? Does anybody have questions on this? Okay. So the next thing we're going to look at is we're going to look at loops. So notice we're going to look at, yeah. Oh.
Console.
Yep. So type Python space, and then type FU, and then tab.
FU.
And then type tab. Just tab right here. Perfect. And then hit Enter.
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
See?
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Okay. Are you doing okay?
I'm here.
Okay. So go up to the top. Oh, go scroll down. Remix your own. Okay. Okay, so this is the next one. So a loop will make you iterate over and over again something. So this is a classic example of stuff we want to throw in a loop. So notice that day space is all the same, and then we're going to put in a number that goes from 1 to 10. Okay? So let's look at the more loops functions. This looks a little bit shorter, a little bit easier to write. So instead of copying and pasting 10 different items, we can write 2 lines of code that does the exact same thing. Okay? Now go ahead and run this and see what happens. Are you good to go? Okay. Perfect. Okay, so we did it mostly correct. We were looking for 1 to 10. However, Python stops it at the last number. So it doesn't include that 10. So this is the classic example of an off by 1 error. So there's a couple ways to fix it. One, we can literally tell Python, I want to go to 10 plus 1. Or we can put an 11, or we can do something else. But for now, we're just going to put in an 11. So to go from 1 to 10, you're going to go from 1 to 11. Or let me make sure that that's what they wanted to do. Okay. Okay, does everybody see what happened there? Okay. So we saw how to, kind of the syntax of what Python's going to need, how to assign variables, the writing of the functions, and then creating loops to repeat sections of code, okay? So now we're going to go to this website here. Let me make sure that that's not in here. Twitter scraper fetcher. Okay. Yeah, we do need to go to that one. Okay, so we're at this website, and then just like the last time, you're going to click on the remix your own. And you see a bunch of new files. First thing we're going to look at is the Twitter scraper fetcher. So these are the first functions that we're going to define, okay? So how many functions are we looking at? Perfect. So yes, 2. We're looking at to define and to define. So right now they are saying pass, which means we are explicitly saying nothing is going on here. Python would, when interpreting this, would raise a red flag and saying, hey, there's nothing in this function. But if we add pass, it'll say, oh, there's supposed to be nothing here. We're fine. Okay? We've got a couple constants here. We've got the Twitter URL, and we've got some other stuff here. Okay? As in,
I don't think I went to the correct thing.
What's the name of the project?
it should be glitch-python, intro to Python I. So if you look here, yes, you should see this symbol here. Here's your stickers. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you need to find another one. So right up here. So put that URL in there. I know the slide is pretty terrible, but so make sure when you put all of this in, you're putting this tiny NI in there too.
I have that, except it doesn't have all the same files. It doesn't have like the Twitter and stuff in there.
Try going there again.
Same one, right?
Yeah, and then scroll down, and then go to remix your own.
Yeah, it's
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Go back then, and then do a search in the top right corner. Type Python space I. All right. Just try Python -I.
This one?
No. It needs to be the one with one I. Let's see all results. There we go. Click here.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, version 2.
Then scroll down. Oh, yeah. And then remix your own. And then let's make sure we have. Yeah, there we go. All right. Is everybody able to find the Twitter scraper?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so remember Python is very powerful due to, well, one of the reasons it's powerful is due to the libraries. The two we're going to talk about today is the Beautiful Soup and the requests. Beautiful Soup does a lot of really neat web scraping tools. It'll actually go out and request a web page to a website and go over the response and be able to pull out pieces that you want. So if you want to do scan a bunch of websites for specific tests, these are the two that you're going to use. This will be able to use regex codes to find certain things in there. And then the request is so you can talk using the HTTP protocol. Okay? Okay. Okay, so one of the first things you're going to do is, if you can look at this, we need to rename that. Okay? We're going to take out the dot example so it actually understands what we're trying to do with that file.
What are we renaming it to?
Just take out the dot example. So it just says dot env. Yeah.
Let me get here to-
Oh. Oh yeah, you're okay. So you're not on the right place. So go hit the back button. Hit that again. Okay, and then type Python's -i. Nope, not that one. And then see all results. And then scroll down. Keep going. We're going to look at the projects here. Okay, and then click on that one. Let's see if that's got it. All right, and then remix your own. Okay, there we go. And then we're currently looking at main.py. All right. Okay, is everybody at this screen? Okay. So we're able to look at, we're going to see what kind of is going on. We're going to look at where the page is. We're then going to search through that web space for something. And then we're going to send it. And then we're going to do a try block. It says, do this, but if something goes wrong, I'm going to take care of it. So we're going to look for this accept block. So if this try block fails, it's going to look for something wrong. Okay? Okay, so go back to the Twitter scraper fetcher, and you'll see these at the very top. This is how you're going to import those libraries. So you're going to say import and then requests. That's going to bring it in. Farther down in the code, you're actually going to see a requests dot. That means that function is not defined by you. That's actually defined in requests. Kind of the same thing here. From BS4, so from Beautiful Soup 4, we're going to actually be looking only at Beautiful Soup. You might also see import something as something else, so you can use a shorter name. So
Mine doesn't have that third line. Do I just have that?
You might not need it yet. So the import RE is for regular expressions. I don't think we're going to do that today. Oh, it even says what's going on. But if you run into the problem where you see an RE dot, just go ahead and throw it in on line 3. Okay, so then the next section, because these are all capitalized, that's nomenclature for these are going to be global variables. So these shouldn't change for the life of the program. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead and define this for our very first function. Twitter handle does need to be here. So just put URL equals Twitter URL plus Twitter handle. Response, here's the requests. So this function is not written by you. It's actually located in the requests library, and you're going to pass it in the URL. Okay? Now remember, those two elements, this is the global, and it's passing in the Twitter handle. The Twitter handle is going to be an argument that you're going to provide when this function is running. Yeah, just replace that path with that right there. Here, put that right here, and then delete these two hashes. So a single hash mark is how Python knows that that's a comment. Instead of 2 slashes like C, you're going to use just a single hash function. Okay? Has everybody got this? Okay. So that second function, add this line too. Sorry. So we're actually going to set this variable called HTML. Notice we don't define what type it is. We just say this is a variable and we're going to set stuff to it. Okay, this is what the whole function is going to look like. Again, this line is going to be continuation of line 17. Say that again? For a content class name? Yes, these are all underscores. You're going to notice this is considered snake case. Python's very popular with snake case. The other option is camel case. You'll see that more often with C types. It just means you're so if I was going to say class thing, this is very popular for a snake case. Camel case would be if I did this. They are both allowed by Python, but there's a saying that this is more Pythonic.
Does it have anything to do with it being case?
I have no idea. All I know is that they prefer snake case. I've been called out for using camel case because that's what I like using, but they prefer snake case. So that's what we're going with.
Names.
Yes, exactly. Okay. Has everybody got this? Okay, so let's go ahead and the get user tweets function. So we're going to create elements. We're going to actually use the get elements. And we're going to search for that Twitter handle that we're passing in as a parameter. And then we've got these two square brackets. That means we're going to create an empty list, and we can fill that list for later. So these are going to be your logical operations. Just like the loops we did before, we're going to actually create two loops. They're nested loops. So for each element, so notice that this element matches this element. And inside this set of elements, there's going to be posts. This is just the variable. So just like a C language where you're using I, K, and L as just temporary throwaway variables, you're doing the same thing. So for post in elements could be for I in elements. We're just iterating through all of the elements, and we're using that as the variable. Okay? Does anybody have questions on what's happening here? Two things to notice is this for loop has to end, or has to begin with the colon. So this first loop, it needs to have a colon that signifies that that's a logical operation, and everything that that operation is going to affect needs to be indented more than what's calling it. So everything that this for loop is going to call needs to be indented even more. Okay? So if you've got a lot of nested stuff, it's all going to be pushing over. Okay, so here's a really good example of a nested loop. So if you've got a textbook, you've got chapters. In each chapter, you've got sections. So if you were going to print out everything in all of those sections, you would actually say for chapter and chapters, and then for section and sections. Okay? Does that make sense to everybody? All right. Okay. So the next line is going to be, if it doesn't see it, this is going to be one line here. If it's not in empty items, so this is the same thing as saying if this text is not in the text, we need to append it to that list. And yeah, make sure that's all one line, and let me know if you're having any issues with that.
Is that text comma string?
Say that again?
Is that text comma string?
Right, this
On 30?
on 30. This, there is no 30.
I guess end of 29.
There is going to be no, this is a colon right here.
Right, and then right under the tweets.
tweets.append, open parenthesis, text.string, and then close parentheses. And then you're going to go back to here and put return tweets. Okay, so this return statement should line up with this for up here. This for needs to be indented from this for, and this if needs to be indented from this for. Okay, go ahead and try to run this.
I'm not sure if I'm missing something. It says
What's it
no
saying?
module name request. This was already added for me though.
Huh.
Was I supposed to edit anything else here?
No, it should be in there.
I got the same problem in trying to run.
Weird. Are you trying to run main.py or the Twitter scraper?
Twitter.
Try running main.py.
I'm getting the module in class.
Try running. Oh, what?
Yeah.
No module named Flask. Because it definitely should be there. Weird. Okay. Is it working for anybody?
Does that library already come with?
It's supposed to. Yeah, I didn't think so. Say that again?
I got something going with Python 3.
What do you mean? Oh, you type Python 3?
Because it said it has class 1.02.
Okay, try. Okay, everybody type Python 3 dot space main dot py. Yeah. I'm guessing when I did it myself, I did it automatically to type Python 3. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and go here. And so we go here and click on show. And you should say, who do you want to chat with? And then we're going to type our message and say hi, or whatever you want to send to whoever this is. OK, so you shouldn't get any compile errors. It should just say can't process it yet. At least that's what I'm getting. Oh, I don't have the codes implemented yet.
Mine's talking.
OK, yours is talking. All right, as long as we got your guys' talking. But yeah, I didn't actually do any of that code again, so that's where we are right now. Where are we at? Line 11. Oh, so delete that and put that on that line.
This.
Yep, just hit backspace, or you can do that. Yep, keep going. There we go. Okay. And then you need that line right there where soup equals. What is it? There it is. Put that line in right there. Yep, this line right here. So just type this right here. Okay? And then your return statement. And then make sure you get the return statement in there. Is anybody else having problems? Everybody's working? Perfect. Yes?
I think I just made a few typos.
Okay.
These passes, do I need them there?
No, take the passes out. Try that now.
Is this address supposed to be on the same line, separated by a comma?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you've got an extra E there. ATTRS equals.
Oh yeah, no E. My bad, I wrote it wrong.
Yep.
Okay. The rest looks fine. Okay. Can we use our own personal Twitter accounts?
Sure. I mean, yeah. Whatever you need. Okay, so we've got a problem. Oh, I see. Let's see here. No, where it needs to be. All right, let's look at the next section real quick, see if there's any problems there. Okay, let's look at this. And equals get elements, tweets, and then for, and then for, and then if. Oh, there it is. Empty items.
What is it?
ITEMS.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I also got that when is that supposed to?
Yeah.
It looks like it's still running.
Try doing it again.
Oh, this or that?
Well,
Recommend.
you got to restart it again since you stopped it. Nope, that's not going to work yet. Run it first, and then see if you can send your tweet out.
Or did you want me to run this file?
No, run this. Huh. All right, let's see here.
Are there any changes I didn't make to this file that we're supposed to?
I don't think we needed. Yeah, I don't think there were any changes there. We just looked at it real quick. I don't know why yours isn't working. We can play around with it more afterwards. We're almost done though. What's going on?
Line 12. I want to see what.
Say that again.
Line 12.
Line 12.
Yeah.
Oh, make these all in the same thing as the URL. Actually, make sure you either use all tabs or all spaces, because that could throw stuff off too.
For sure. I'll go back and make sure it was.
Yeah. Fix that right there. So that should be tweets. Yeah, put that on the same line as everything else. This needs to go up here.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep, put a space there. Okay, and then see if that works. And then, yeah, delete this pass. See if that works.
So
Yeah, we already fixed that. Try running it again.
main.
To use Python 3. And then main. There we go. Okay, it's working. Now go here to show. And then next to console. And then you're gonna send something to him, so scroll all the way down to the bottom. And then just type hi. And then send message. Okay, so all of that code you wrote is working now. Okay. Were you able to get yours working? Okay. We'll get back to it at the end, so we'll make sure yours is working. Okay. Okay, so just to go over, we did kind of a brief introduction on Python. We did stuff on web scraping, and we figured out how to put together the functions, the loops, and the libraries, and some logical switch statements to interact with that. Okay, so what we can do is, if you want to do more Python, you can definitely get a Python book. You can get a lot of resources online. You're going to see this mainly for the AI stuff, machine learning, and scripting. It's more for things that are more temporary, because things that are long-lasting, more than likely you're going to want them run quicker, which means you're going to want something lower down. There's a library called NumPy, which speeds all of this up. So it tries to make it as C-like as possible. But you're never going to be able to get quite as fast as a C. That's kind of the gold standard for speed, because it's able to be translated directly into machine code, and it gives you exactly what you're going to see down at a lower level. Okay? I'm going to find out how many people were interested in doing a second workshop. Are you all interested in the second one? Okay. We will probably be able to make that work then. Okay?
Is it not the same one, or is it?
It's not going to be the same one. So the next steps, we actually want to use AI. So what it's going to do is go and scrape all of the tweets from that person. And the first iteration, it will actually spit back a response based on what it saw. And then we'll try to make a better model of what it will respond with. Okay?
It says it gets a random tweet out of all their...
Yes. We haven't implemented that at all yet.
That sounds really fun.
All we have now is that we're able to say, hey, are you listening? Mm-hmm. And the machine says, well, nothing went wrong. But yeah, the next level would be, we'll actually be able to say, hey, the person I'm saying it to, I want you to go through all of his lists and see what his usual responses are. And then we can say, well, based on all these responses, based on all of this input, can we match a response to an input? And that's kind of the culmination of what we wanted to see.
We're actually going to see AI in the next.
Yes. That's what we want you to be at. Okay.